Welcome back, my friends, to TFT Hyper Roll with Autarch as we continue to explore 3-star gold 4 costs. And I'll tell you right now, this game started off as an absolute mess, and it had no business turning out the way it did. I decided to just take Caretaker's Alley because I wanted to just go with whatever it told me. I'm pretty sure it gave me a Janna, but I wasn't sure because I didn't remember having the Lux on the platform before. So at this moment, I'm not 1000% sure whether it's Lux or Janna who it gave me. I figure I'll find out next round, but I'm going to start with the assumption that it might be Lux. Gave her a Spear of Sojin because that'll work either way. If it happens to be Lux, great item for her. If it happens to be Janna, I can easily move a Spear of Sojin over to Janna and it'll work fine on her. So the answer ultimately was Janna, which anyone paying attention would know because Lux was clearly on my bench, but I only got to see that in playing this back. But right now, like I said, this is a mess. Here's the thing, and some will argue, but to me, Janna fits into exactly one build. Dragonlord Sage. Yes, she is also an Invoker, but I don't like to do Invoker on their own. Invoker Arcanist could possibly work, but there's not good crossover. The way to go would be Invoker Mythic, but I didn't get a good Mythic start, so I'm headed to Dragonlords. That's just the way it's going to be. Second set of Augments gave me absolutely nothing to be excited about at first, rolling through. Silver Veil, probably my best shot because having that early CC immunity is important. Then picking up an early LeeSin, yeah, we're definitely going Dragonlords now. But this game is still a mess. Malphite, Ahri, they don't fit here at all. Luckily, the early LeeSin that I put the Bloodthirster on is strong enough at this stage in the game to help carry the team. I then managed to find a Diana, so we now have the 3 Dragonlords, but there's still a lot missing that you normally want to be in here because I started just not thinking very clearly. But somehow, some way, we're actually winning a couple of these fights, which, okay, I'll take it. And I better take my victories where I can get it, because when you run into someone with 2 4 costs already and an actually well-formed Dr. Eeper-style team, yeah, they're gonna just walk right through you. So it is time for the Radiant Blessing, because that's the portal we ended up in. And I'm trying to think ahead to what we're going to need. And this build is going to need Morgana. So Blue Blessing is going to be excellent for Morgana. And while Demon Slayer is great for LeeSin, I know we're going to need Morgana power to win this. Time for the final set of Augments, and they turn out to be Prismatic. Radiant Refractor is interesting because I could turn something into something better like the Bloodthirster, but New Recruit, yeah, that's going to end up winning, even though I don't know what I'm putting out yet, because a lot still needs to change. We still have a Malphite and an Ahri. So we go ahead and grab an Irelia, which will give us Kale that we put in the AP position, but she's not necessarily going to stay, but at least we're taking Duelist at this point. But again, team is still kind of malformed. It's getting a little bit better. Put the blue buff onto Crazy Plant Lady right now, which we can take off with the Magnetic Remover when we get a Morgana, because it's going to be a much better item for her. But we are very susceptible to every other team because we don't have great synergy yet. Now, what I should have done is gotten rid of Ahri, brought in Tristana, just so I'm getting up to 4 Duelist, even if I plan to take them out once I get Morgana. How I end up winning this particular round, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'll take it, because it'll at least give me an additional life. So we had one of those completely idiotic wastes of time before this, and I couldn't get to Morgana until just before it started, and that meant I could not transport the blue buff onto her. Would it have made a difference? I doubt it, but we are now down to 1 life left. Just 2 little health. Item choice time. Our strongest champ right now is LeeSin, so we're going to go ahead and go with the Edge of Night since we already have the Morellonomicon on Morgana. We can now move the blue buff over. We can get Galio into the match so that we are getting a little more tankiness up front, which should provide a little more cover for LeeSin. And since we are in desperate territory, we get our 2-star Morgana via our champion duplicator. And now that we are at our 4 Sage, thanks to getting a Wukong, we're going to get really good Omnivamp up front, but more importantly, at least for this round, a huge boost in AP for our backline, which is going to allow Morgana to do a ton of damage along with our 3-star Janna. And I finally get the sense that Gary might be paying attention because they give us the Rakan Xayah that we need. We now have the 4 Dragon Lord for Sage. We can also pick up a Death Blade for LeeSin because we picked up another couple of LeeSins in the shop, and yeah, maybe being able to go to 3 stars isn't crazy because we now are 1 away. But first we have to get through a Dr. Eeper team and check how important that Silver Veil turns out to be. The entire team resists CC from Gnar and the rest of their team. That allows us to stay in it, LeeSin to do a lot of damage, but ultimately, yeah, Morgana is really going to put it away. Item choice, I was really hoping for a slam dunk Morgana item like a Rabadon's Death Cap or Adaptive Helm, but instead I'll just go with Static Shiv, put that on Janna, and now hope I can find the LeeSin, but that ain't happening. I have to live 1 more round for any chance at this match. And yeah, the lesser duplicators, they don't work. They just don't. And this Silver Veil is turning out to probably be the best augment I took, because again, you can see Set's Slam just does nothing, keeps everyone up. We're able to withstand the CC from their team, and that allows us to sneak through, win this round, and say it with me, we are into the top 4, and really, really hoping for a LeeSin. We come out of the NPC fight, we can pick up a Death Blade for the Irelia we put in, and we put Irelia in so we could retick Storyweaver and get Kale back in. I was going to go ahead, open the anvil, went, no, it's time to start rolling. Pick up a 4, there is our gold, 3-star LeeSin, and now I feel like we can breathe a little bit easier. Now, of course, other teams could have gold 3-star 4s of their own. Luckily, this one doesn't, but it does have a 2-star Lissandra. But Lee manages to take her out before she can do any major damage, gets into their backline, and just wrecks them. Next up, we have a Ghost team, which we should be able to handle. If not, then we're in really deep... Well, then we're out. But Ghost teams are usually a little bit easier than their non-Ghost counterparts. So between the 4 dragons stunning them and Lee being able to just get into their backline and tear them apart, this fight we can handle. And we are now in the 1v1 that I really shouldn't be taking part in because I had no business getting this far in this match. Pure luck. Just pure luck, dumb luck. But it seems for a lot of this season, that's all it takes. There was very little strategy here other than give me Janna, thus Dragon Sage, and 3-star LeeSin, and it's GG for everyone. Yeah, so if just get the 3-star 4 costs. That's all you got to do. And then you can win. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have an absolutely awesome day.